We have been looking at the person of Joseph in the Bible, Mary's husband, and Jesus' foster father. And we have noted how devout Joseph was, how upright he was. His character was really flawless. He was a human being, but he was really a good parent and a good man. And we want to look first of all now at his relationship with Mary. He was really devoted to Mary. He loved her, and he had planned to get married just like every other couple. But when things happened and she got pregnant, he was first of all thinking of her. He could not make head or tail out of the story first, but he didn't want to throw Mary to the popular verdict. And as soon as he got an instruction from God, he took her as his wife. And you can also imagine what happened at Bethlehem. You know, when they went for the census, this was the ancestral town of Joseph, because he was coming from David's family. So Bethlehem was his hometown, his village, like we would say in Nigeria. So normally everybody knew him there. And I'm sure that as soon as he arrived and people got wind that he was coming, you know, people were having mixed feelings. But surely many people would have liked to house him, but they didn't want to see Mary at all. They considered Mary as a prostitute, as someone that was really detestable. But Joseph stood with her, because it's not recorded that he went and stayed with any relative. Yet, of course, there were several. He was not a stranger in that town. It was his hometown. And many a time in the West, people don't understand that. They thought it was just like another town. But it was his hometown. It was full of his cousins, uncles, wives, relations. But he didn't stay with any, which means he stood with Mary, protected her, cared for her, frantically looked for a place for her to deliver a baby safely. And then we see that what happened after. The birth was an experience for both of them, obviously. And then we are also told in the Gospel of Matthew that Mary was pregnant, and it was sorry, it was recorded that he didn't know her. That is, he had no intercourse with her until after the birth. And this was written for us to know that after the birth of Jesus, Mary and Joseph started a normal family life, a normal couple's lives. They loved each other, they had intercourse with each other, and it's also recorded several places in the Bible, in the Gospels, that they had children after Jesus. Their own children, born of both of them. There were 4 boys and several girls. In those days, they didn't mention the names of the girls. It was not something that you would do. And you remember that even now in Igbo land in Nigeria, boys are valued more because they carry the family name. And so we know that they had 4 boys. And we also know that those 4 boys eventually became disciples of Jesus. I don't know what time they became disciples, but we know it's recorded after the resurrection that there were several that were disciples of Jesus. And James is one of them, the brother of the Lord. So their names are mentioned. And this tells you something about that family. The parents might not have disclosed to the children everything they were told about Jesus. Maybe they did. But one thing is sure is that all the boys and girls were brought up with the fear of the Lord. And they loved the Lord, and it's made it possible for them to become aware of Jesus as the Son of God. It must have been difficult. The guy they used to play with, tumble with, and their brother. But they became disciples along with Mary, the mother. And so it is an example, and to the honor of Joseph as the head of the house, he brought these children up the right way. They continued in the faith, and they really sought the truth. They wanted to honor God. And it's how we are blessed to have them now as disciples that even partook in the writing of the Bible. So this is an encouragement to us and our families. What is it you are doing with your family? We are all responsible for those that live with us, whether they are our biological children or children we take care of, or spiritual children. We are all parenting, and we are responsible as parents, whether physical parents, spiritual parents, to continue bringing our family up in the fear and love of God. So God bless you as you listen.